Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday and welcome to the Pagan Housewife for what was supposed to be a video in which we carved a jack-o'-lantern together. Just relaxed, had a nice visit, maybe me rambling about Samhain and Halloween traditions that I've come to embrace and how it's a little bit different for me, incorporating more of the Norse influences and all of that. However, that plan hinged upon having a pumpkin that was willing to be carved. Now, granted, I am left-handed. So if you're left-handed yourself or you have left-handed friends and relatives, that already adds a challenging aspect to craft projects. It always, especially if we are involving sharp objects, there's always room for the unexpected. And indeed, the unexpected did happen to me, but more on that later. But in addition to being, a little bit awkwardly left-handed, you got to keep in mind, I didn't grow up doing this. My parents were Jehovah's Witnesses, so carving the jack-o'-lantern at Halloween or anything else for Halloween was not a thing at all. So I don't have a whole lot of experience to really fall back on. But nevertheless, I have observed that some years we end up getting a pumpkin that is just really amenable to being carving. You get the knife in and then you use your little detail pumpkin carving tools and it goes real smoothly and it's just a fun, easy little project. And then there are the occasions when you get pumpkins that fight you. Guess which one this bad bitch was? Now, I did start recording this, but when I realized how much force I was having to apply, I realized it is absolutely inevitable that I end up slicing myself or poking myself with a sharp, pointy object. And, I don't really want to subject anyone to an anxiety attack. And I don't really want to have to deal with the fact of, oh no, my finger's bleeding. I should have to hide that from the camera and interrupt the video and do all this and that. And indeed, I did. I did end up poking my finger, and but the bleeding stopped, and I still have, the usual 10 fingers. So that's good. All's well that ends well after all. But not exactly good content. However, as you can see, I was successful. Victory. The victory is mine, and this pumpkin, it fought me like its honor depended upon it, that it was somehow diminished by allowing itself to be carved. It fought me, but I won. And now we've got something, and I'm not too mad at it, to be honest. I don't think it's the best thing I've ever done, but I also don't think it is the worst either. So there's a couple of things that I am proud of. One, I think it does have the proper spirit. I, light a few candles in that for the 31st, and when the trick or treaters come, they have something that's worth looking at. It fits the season, which makes me happy. Also, I ended up making my own stencil this year. Usually, I just get those little booklets. I pick an image I like best, and I do that, and it works out very well. But this year, I decided to make my own stencil. Now, because my porch is covered with cobwebs and it has little plastic spiders scattered on it, of course, by this time there could be real spiders in that, but never mind. I had intended to turn the jack-o'-lantern into a spider with a spider web, and I did try, gang. I tried. You don't know how many different drafts I made and ended up throwing away just because, well, drawing is just not one of my talents. I mean, that's just all that there is to it. And there are limits to how badly I am willing to fail in public. So I ended up doing a jack-o'-lantern face, and this is my little stencil I made. I just took a piece of notebook paper and I made eyes with angry eyebrows and little nose and the, scary mouth with all kinds of rotten teeth. As you can tell, with the pumpkin, I did not get my eyebrows. I carved them, but the pumpkin was a little bit weak up top, and so things ended up breaking away. So, that's why the eyes look like that. But they still have that nice Halloween Samhain kind of vibe. So I can't be too terribly mad at that. And it was just the luck of the draw. I mean, some years this goes really smoothly, other years it does not. I mean, it took forever, even after I got into the pumpkin, to actually get the insides emptied out. And I still have, strands of pumpkin here and strands of pumpkin there. I mean, this thing was not giving up. I mean, that I don't know what else to say about it. But it is done. I am fairly happy with it, and I look forward to greeting the trick-or-treaters in a few days. So, in the vein of preparations, I would love it if you would come see me on Gilded. We have a category called the Wheel of the Year, and we have a channel within that category called Samhain. That's where I've been posting a lot of just Samhain. Uh, Third Harvest, Hell's Feast, Vetiver, Halloween type of stuff, and part of it is, it does deal with our spiritual traditions, and some of it is just pure fun. And I would love to see what you've been doing. What have you carved on your jack o' lantern this year? How have you decorated your house? What ritual are you planning? I would love to hear all about it. So I hope you will come pay us a visit soon. But I think that's enough rambling from me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.